This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. All right, I'm the brother Gabar Allah coming at you with another lesson. Okay, and this lesson is going to be based off the article you see. Okay, the article you see before you. All right, I took a screenshot of it. It's by CNN. Posted it by Brian Mena, and it's entitled, Trump's trade war with Canada has backfired on America. Now he has a crucial meeting with Mark Carney. All right. And Mark Carney is the Prime Minister of Canada. Okay. So, pretty much Babylon is now at the mercy of these other nations. Okay. Now, Babylon is no longer going to be called tender and delicate because of the things, that are going to come to pass to it, okay? Things are going to come to pass to Babylon that is going to make it no longer be called tender and delicate, one of them being, obviously the thermonuclear destruction, okay? That's the major thing, being thermonuclear destruction. And, that's the main thing that's no longer going to allow America to be called tender and delicate. Okay, but these things that you see coming to pass beforehand, these things are pretty much, leading up to that. So that's why I opened up with the book of Isaiah 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Right, it's virgin because of all the things that it was able to do. Okay, Babylon pretty much was able to just bully these other nations. Okay, Babylon would flash its private parts to these other nations, and these other nations would be flattered. These other nations would be flattered at the goodies that Babylon had to offer. Okay, and all the money that Babylon had to offer. But no longer are these things appeasing to these other nations. These other nations no longer need them. Okay, need Babylon. It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne. All right. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Right, because Babylon was always called tender and delicate. Babylon was always the great destiny of these other nations. Okay, so I'm going to read some of this article. It's entitled, Trump's trade war with Canada has backfired on America. Now he has a crucial meeting with Mark Carney. All right, this was uploaded today at 8:14 a.m. EDU. Okay. And it reads, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney will visit U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House on Tuesday in what could be one of the most contentious meetings between the neighborhood country leaders in years. Canada is America's second biggest trading partner and one of its closest allies on many fronts, from national security to commerce, but Trump's aggressive tariff blitz in recent months has undermined the long-standing relationship and inadvertently helped Carney consolidate political power. All right. So, Trump, who we believe to be Nero, okay, in the reincarnation. All right. Trump believed that Babylon was just going to walk on everybody. Okay. So Trump, being the proudful devil he is, and all of America is proud. All right. Even the fucking citizens, man. The citizens of your average American, okay, who voted for Trump, man, they're all fucking going, Salakia. But real quick, I'm gonna grab. Come on now. It says. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. And I'm going to start at verse. I'm going to start at verse 15. And it reads, "Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword." All right. It says, verse 16. "Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished." All right, because that's what's coming to America. Okay, complete and utter chaos. All right, complete and utter chaos is coming to America. All right, women are gonna be having to deal with these men. Okay, these men are not gonna have any sort of morality anymore. Okay, because America is gonna have nothing. All right, there's the sense of morality is gonna be gone. It says, verse 17, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." Right? Okay, they're not gonna want any of that. They're gonna want you. It says, "Their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children." All right, and this is the point, verse 19. "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." All right, and we all know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, they were burnt. They was burnt, and that's the same thing's gonna happen. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah was overthrown. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the article. It says, in a stunning rebuke to Trump, Canada's Liberal Party, with Carney as its leader, won federal elections last week, putting the newly elected government on a collision course with the Trump administration. In a defiant post-election speech, Carney said, "We are over the shock of the American betrayal, but we should not forget the lessons." Right? Because Babylon is a snake. Okay, Esau is a damn devil. Okay, and really Esau controls, the whole world, man. Job 9:28. It's like it. Job 9:24. Earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, it says, "Canada and the United States have shared free trade for decades, but Trump's sweeping tariffs upended the symbiotic relationship, and the damage Trump's trade war has inflicted on America is severe as well." Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick on Monday told Fox Business that a deal with Canada is possible, but would be very complex. Right, because these nations are no longer going to trust America. All right? All your fucking pride, everything that you did, your pride, your proudfulness. All right, Babylon has fucked up big time. Okay, Babylon has messed up big time. You no longer have that power that you thought you did. Okay? So, it says, until February, the two countries were bound by the United States Mexico-Canada Free Trade Agreement, a deal brokered by Trump himself in his first term. The USMCA, ratified in 2020, replaced the quarter-century-old North American Free Trade Agreement, but Trump changed that this year. In early March, a blanket 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada went into effect briefly before it was suspended after leaders from both countries promised to take more action to stem the flow of fentanyl and illegal immigration into America. But a 25% tariff is still in place for imported goods from Mexico and Canada that are not compliant with the USMCA. Right. Okay. That's exactly the type of shit that this devil would do, man. So, Esau done fucked up big time. Esau shot himself in the foot, and good. So you Americans, you proud Americans, man. You fucked up big time. You thought America was this great holy country that can take on any country one-on-one. Well, they're all gonna gang up on you. All of them. You're gonna have Canada. You're gonna have Mexico. You're gonna have all these other nations come at you because you came after them because of your fucking pride, man. So you know what? Babylon's gonna get what it deserves, man. Okay, and ultimately Babylon is gonna have judgment thrown at them. But thus saith the Bible. So. Oh, I'm gonna close out on here on verse 20, Isaiah 13:20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in for generation to generation. Neither shall the Abraean pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Right, America is going to be uninhabitable. It's going to be like Mars. It's going to be like these other planets. America is going to be like its own separate planet, man. Uninhabitable.